I am selling covered calls on QQQY and also selling puts on TSLL, and I want to show you how to do covered calls. We'll talk about the puts another day, but for now, let's talk about the covered calls. This is Mike, the tactical stock scalper. All right. Here is my little account, my high yield account, as I am still testing these funds. And as you see, for a 3-month period, I am really outperforming the NASDAQ, right? And you can see the NASDAQ graph, that bar down there, the lines rather. There's the S&P, and there's the NASDAQ. So I am really overperforming the markets. How am I doing that? That's because I'm constantly selling covered calls and cash secured puts, okay, to bring in extra revenue. So let's scroll down here. As you see, I have 143 shares of QY. That means I can use 100 shares and sell covered calls. Let's go down here to my options. As you can see, the options I have going on, I have one covered call for March 15th, okay, at the $17 strike price. And I got $109 to sell this covered call at $17. So let's go look at the option chain. And we're going to pull up QY here. Let's go ahead and go down here to March. Okay. The middle portion that you see, this gray portion with the 13, 14, 15, and so on, that is the strike price. The left side is the calls. The right side is the puts. But today we're just going to be talking about calls. So what I did was, as you see, the $17 right there in the middle. If you go to your left, now the prices are a little screwed up because the market is closed, but as you see there, it's $1.05 to $1.20. I got filled at $1.09. Okay, so they paid me $1.09 to sell a $17 call for March. Now I believe the market, QY will be around $17, okay, in March. Now, you could also, if you didn't want to maybe lose your shares or have less risk of losing your shares, you could go out of the money to $19 or $20. Now, as you see here on the left, there's not a ton of volume for that. But again, the premium prices are messed up because the market is closed. But the $17 one is fairly accurate. So we're going to go there. So I made $109 for selling a $17 covered call. So that means if it stays above $17 QY, I will lose my shares, but I will still collect the $109, okay? If it's below $17, I'll get to keep my shares, okay, and the $109 and do it all over again. So it really depends on your strategy and how risky or how safe you want to be when you do covered calls. The further you go out of the money, so we're at $18 on QI, once you start getting 19, 20, 21, you can start seeing maybe the premiums decreasing. That's because the further away from the price it is currently, the less risk it is that you will lose your shares, which also means less premium. But if you do what I do and go in the money, right? I'm at $17, you can make a lot more premium. And I don't have to wait till it gets 17. It could drop to 1780, 1750, and I could just buy the position back, okay? Keep the money that I've made and redo it again. Now, I wouldn't make the full allotment. I would probably make about 50% of that. So if I make 50%, I really don't want to lose my shares. So once it starts dropping and I make about 50% off of it, I'm going to go ahead and buy it back and just keep $50 and then do the covered call again and keep the money coming in constantly. Covered calls are just an amazing way to make money with your high yield funds, in addition to your dividends. Now, here's a great thing. This is 3 months out. So while this covered call is working, right? This thing won't expire until March 15th that you see there on the left side. There's the date, 82 days until expiration. I'm still holding the shares. So I'm still making dividends, right? And I'm making the money from the covered call. That's really awesome. So you can make money a couple different ways. It's just holding my shares, making dividends, right? They didn't get taken away from me while I am doing the covered call. So that's really fantastic. We do have a little time left on this video. Let's go ahead and talk about the put side. Okay, so we're going to go to TSLL. There she is. Okay, this one has wonderful premiums, and TSLL is just like Tesla, except it's 1.5 leverage, so it's not that bad as far as the movement goes. And I have made a lot of money off running weekly cash secure puts and covered calls on TSLL. So let's say this one is in 5 days, okay? I have a strike of 14.23. So that means if TSLL gets below 14.23, I will be assigned shares of TSLL. Anything under 14.23 come Friday. Let me show you this. See right there underneath the options where it says TSLL December 29th weekly 14.23 put. I made $19 for selling one contract, okay? Let's go back to TSLL. You can do this one weekly, which is really great to add just consistent revenue coming in. So at $14.23, right now it is paying between $20 and $25. That's really nice premium for one contract. You could also go to $13.73, as you see there on the right side is where the puts are, okay? And that's paying anywhere from $5 to $15. So you could probably put a $10 limit on it and maybe get extra, or maybe get filled at $10, okay? So that, the further out of the money you go, the less premium you're going to receive, but the chances of getting assigned those shares become less and less as you go through the option chain. So I have 14.23. So I have made $20 because at the time when I bought it, it was like between $15 and $20 because the price was way higher. It was over $15 when I sold this put option. But since then, it has come down. Now, if I get assigned at 14.23, think about it. So I already made $20, right? So that actually puts my cost basis to around $14. So if I get assigned Friday, okay, if it gets under 14, and I will immediately switch the next week to covered calls. And let's see what those look like. Let's go 12 days out. So I get assigned at $14.23, okay? Let's say it goes down to $14. I would quickly turn around and sell a covered call right back for $14.23. As you see there, that's $100 to $110. So I would make $130, and I wouldn't lose anything on share price. I wouldn't gain anything either. I'm just playing the premium game and constantly keeping money rolling in to my account by using covered calls and cash secure puts. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper, out.